Hello, everyone. I'm very glad to be here in Furhat conference. I have had a lot of fun working with Furhat robot in the past few months, and I'm glad to have an opportunity to talk about what I've been doing. And especially today, I'll be focusing on the work that we did to build conversations on Furhat robot using Microsoft-based chatbot tools, which in my opinion made the development cycle quite fast for us. That's me with Furhat and Misty there at one of the showcase here in Australia. I'll start with a bit of a brief about myself. I've always been a technologist, but must put it out there that I had no experience working with social robots or developing conversations in the past. So from that regard, when 6 months ago I started working with Furhat, I started with a clean slate. However, I had under my belt experience in data-related career. I had understanding of NLP, machine learning, AI because of my career profile, and software engineering programming has always been my strength. Therefore, using my skill set and innovative technology available in market, just like Furhat, to work with our corporate clients and solving their business problems is just what I like. And today I'll be covering topics around the goals of the project, which we did. I'll also give you a short primer on the Microsoft Power Virtual Agent tools. I'll call it PVA in short. And then I will show how we integrated PVA with Furhat robot to deploy conversations easily. And then I'll also do a short comparison with other development methods like Blockly and using Furhat SDK. So I got a chance to work with Furhat in collaboration with Microsoft, and our goal really was to enable some of the Australian-based businesses to augment their current use of chatbot technology, especially the ones who were vested in the use of some of the Microsoft-related tools, and we wanted to move them to conversational AI using Furhat robot. Our clients already had some pre-developed skills in the other technologies, and we wanted to make the development cycle very fast for them. So we wanted them to be able to use Furhat without having to do a lot of upskilling in the beginning and being able to prove value. Clients also had pre-existing bots, the text-based bots, and with what we did, we made them a way to deploy their existing bots directly onto the Furhat, and just with click of a button, be able to start having conversations. That was really good. And of course, with all that, it just democratizes access to this technology so that all kinds of people, the pro developers as well as citizen developers, can start building conversations. I won't talk about the use case as much in detail today, but just on a high level, clients here generally want to improve their operational excellence and user experience, and they want to provide an omni-channel experience to their users, which means that not only using text-based bots, IVRs and stuff, they also want to start thinking about incorporating social robots, and that's where we develop the use cases around for the clients. I'll give you a demonstration of the PVA technology, and then I'll show you how we made it work with Furhat robot. And since some of you would already have experience developing conversations with Blockly or Furhat, I thought it will be interesting to show some of the synergies with constructs in Furhat to PVA. So I will open up my screen here. This is the PVA tool, basically, where we create the conversations. It is graphical low-code tool. It's a bot development tool. Being a low-code tool, it also has some advanced capabilities where it can allow more experienced developers to build complex conversations also. So it gives you best of both ways. This is the conversation designer page here. It's very intuitive. Just like how we have the states in the Furhat robot, similarly, we have topics here. And I'm just showing one topic called what to do here. Each topic can be invoked either by a trigger. So you just give various examples of how you want this topic to be triggered. For example, I've said, I'm bored, why are you here? It will invoke this particular topic. Or you could also link one topic to another, just like we call and go to other states in the Furhat SDK. So you could just go to another topic and link it to the other one. We also have ability to add randomness in Furhat robot, and you could do the same over here also. Just like I've added some message variations here, I can make you laugh, I can showcase my humor. So it's very easy to add these variations and as a result, add randomness. You would be seeing this peculiar thing here. I've added just a dot smile. So PVA as a tool is not built to work with robots. So for that, we had to find a workaround to, for example, make gestures work. So we just predefined our own language. And what happens is that later on, when I'll show you how we made it work with Furhat robot, essentially we wrote a connector which goes in between, and that particular connector gets this sentence, parses it, and just uses this gesture as a gesture on the robot. Apart from that, it's very easy to add a message here. So we just add a new message and it gets added. And just now I saw a new feature that apart from text, we could also add the speech-based message, which means that we can now start altering the SSML tags, and then those could be handled in the Furhat robot. So that opens up our options. Apart from sending the text, we can also send media like images and videos. In one such chat conversation we developed for a client, we wanted to send images, and then what we did was we handled them in our connector, and then they were projected onto an external monitor. So it was very easy to do that. There's also options to configure advanced properties of the questions easily. For example, we may want that this question is only asked once, or it is asked twice only, and so on. So we could configure the reprompts. We could also customize the message, customize the question which gets asked during the retries. And for example, if for some reason the question is not being able to, in case the bot is not able to understand the question, you could always give it some default values and keep the conversation going and avoid it from entering a dead zone. Also wanted to show you entities. Just like we have entities in Furhat robot, we could define the entities here. It comes with predefined entities like finding the name of the person in a sentence, finding the organization name, email, etc. Or we could also define our own entities. For example, I have defined an entity called mode type, and it gets values good, bad, all right. And it could give the various ways in which a person can use that. And the tool automatically uses NLP in the background to understand it better. One of the coolest feature which I like about being able to use PVA is to be able to have some more external integrations being available to you by using a visual tool. In this particular example, I used the tools, automation tools, to call a REST API to get a random joke. And it was very easy to do that visually. In some other projects, we wanted to, for example, send SMS to mobile phone or book Teams or book an Outlook meeting, and even do some sentiment analysis on the text that was spoken. So that was very easy to configure just by using the automation capabilities in this tool. And after everything is done, all we have to do is, as long as our connector is as a skill is uploaded on the Furhat robot, all we have to do is really just publish it. And then this conversation becomes available on the robot directly. And we made it work with Misty robot also. So it works the same way with both of the robots. So that was really good. Go back to my presentation. I'll probably skip the demo for later if we have time. I'll just show you how we took these two disjointed tech pieces the robot and the PVA tool and made them work together in an easy way. So out of the box, we do not have this integration, but what we did was we developed one custom Kotlin skill using the Furhat SDK. What it does is it listens on the channel on which the PVA deploys its conversation. So when we press the publish button on PVA, it deploys the conversation on what we call direct line channel, which is essentially a channel on HTTPS, which establishes bidirectional communication between the client and PVA itself. And then what happens is that we get messages from PVA in text, and then our custom connector parses that particular message and sends to the robot to speak. And then similarly, it happens vice versa. Some of the things we had to do in our connector to make it work was handle the authorization with the person, and just like I showed, handle the gestures, and also handle the user interaction, because on the PVA, there is no way to know when the user arrived in front, when the user left, and so on. So we handle very basic user interaction, and then also process advanced commands. For example, if we want to access the camera of Furhat and do some computer vision on it, or if we want to connect it to external monitor and handle images and stuff. So for that, we added a capability. I'll not discuss this in much detail, but I'm very happy to answer any specific questions you might have afterwards. Just some of my takeaways from using different techniques. Being a programmer, I personally love the pro code capabilities which some of the platforms give. Thereby, I really like writing skills with the Kotlin API. However, I love the fact that both Blockly and PVA, they are very good tools for quick prototyping, or even I think the simpler production-friendly solutions, because it just enables everyone to write conversations. I really like that Blockly is integrated very well with Furhat, and when I used it, it was very easy to add and modify the user interaction. It was very easy to access what is available. For example, even knowing what gestures are available is easy, while in PVA, you just need to know it upfront. For the PVA, I think the bot development paradigm is totally different. It just takes you away from focusing on the robotic flows and helps you focus more on the script writing. In one of the project, we actually subcontracted the project to specialist script writers, and all they did was they got access to PVA and just wrote the entire script in PVA, and they didn't have to worry about anything else. So that was really good. So with the PVA, any robotic interaction is defined as part of the connector. For example, the error handling we want to do, the voice, the face, etc. Therefore, you become really dependent on someone to update that connector if you want to update the face, the voice, etc. However, the script writing part is very easy with PVA, and it's also very easy to test on the robot also without having to update your skill whenever you change the conversation. So that was really good. And as I showed you, I think the cool functionality of PVA by giving you enriched integrations to perform more automations was really good. Closing off, I think I would just like to say that it's very impressive and it has very good applications for a quick POC. And we also have clients here in Australian market who are starting to get interest in using this commercially in their corporate offices. But I do think that some of the next steps involve making this particular connector more mature than what it is today to fulfill even more complex use cases. And with that, I reached the end of my talk. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Thank you.